This one is just to test audio on a different system entirely.
Okay.
Are you live, Christina? Excellent. Okay, good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
So let's just jump into the meeting. So it's going to be a game of two halves tonight. The first half will be in front of the public audience, should anybody decide to join us. The second half will be off camera, because we want to go to the lower level detail of the evaluation criteria. So much better that that's done in private, so as nobody has any advantage as a bidder over any others if they don't watch the film.
Yes.
So first of all, apologies for any absences. The only person that's not here is Mark. He has sent me a message. He's on his way. He will be here within 15 minutes or so of the start. So that's Mark dealt with. Any declarations of interest this evening?
No.
No, thank you. The minutes, we only met a week ago, so the minutes from the last meeting will come out in a few days' time. Probably close up to the minutes from this meeting. So we'll have two sets to have a look at. So that's that. So the first part of the meeting this evening, which is in the view of the public, is that we want to discuss and finalise particularly the IT support managed service invitation to tender. Okay, so if I call that up on the screen, I don't think actually there's a great deal to go through with it. I've had comments from Peter, thanks for those, and I've built those in. I've had a few comments, and I'll go through, Peter, where I might have deviated from what you asked. And Mark gave a few comments, and I've built those in as well. Okay, so let me just close this one down first. Actually, Peter is a low-level document game contents. I have looked at those and included them in some shape or form. So we'll come to those when we look at the second half of tonight.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Right. So this document is what is intended to go out to the bidders when they're identified. And my plan is next week I'll make contact with some councils locally in the attempt of identifying recommended companies that are providing this sort of solution. Okay. This document, yes, go on, Peter.
Could you just widen it so we can?
Yeah, that's view. Page width. Better?
Yeah, just so that we can just scroll down.
No, that's all right. Better for me as well.
Yeah, this is nothing strange.
Okay, so what I was going to say was a lot of this builds on what we did for the website. So what it's showing is repeating information that we used elsewhere.
Okay, there's just a typo.
Yeah, whereabouts, Peter?
Where they highlight the office.
Yeah.
Mop and day.
That's only because I've just done that now, and I tried to do it on the screen, and my screen on my laptop goes really small if you project to the TV. So thanks for that. Good. So carrying on through the document.
Yeah.
Jill has kindly provided the information that was missing around hours. Yeah, so I always struggle with this. Is it the American or the? We're an E, aren't we?
Russian.
Yeah.
Yeah. American is like an old. Okay, that was an awful accent.
It's the medieval term for computers.
Yes. Yeah, so just carrying on, this is repeated from the website tender.
Is located within the guild hall. Just the museum. When you get to the museum, it's located within.
Yeah, thank you. So SharePoint is where we store our files. We've confirmed that with David Shaw.
Yeah.
So we know that. We don't have any other data storage in the cloud.
Located within. Okay.
So we're seeking a provider to deliver managed information technology support service. Actually, apologies for that. Could change it slightly. It's the service that's managed.
Yeah.
Okay.
And information technology.
Yes, you're right. That's changed the whole. Okay. Yes, 30-day rolling contract currently. So we've now built in the contract length, which will be 2 years, with the option of third year, if required. At least that means then we'll get bids that will be based on that model. Yeah. Contract awards will be in line with what we're doing for the website. 50-50 as well. The dates. Yeah, we have got it on the flight path, so I think we should be able to stick to that as long as we get through the F&GP and get their agreement. So, these are some of the things I think Peter came around from the website review. Yes.
Okay, you should just, for clarity, the tender submission should include, because they may include it but not actually tell us until a later date.
So method statement detailing the implementation approach, okay. Clear breakdown for each component part of the bid, so it's important we do get everything separated out, which details any license fees payable, for example, costs related to the purchase of and access to Microsoft Office 365, including a continued use of SharePoint to host data files. Costs related to suitable cybersecurity protection, for example, a DNS domain name system, a solution, and an email solution to protect the council against cyber threats, including phishing, ransomware, and account takeovers. So I had a conversation with David Schultz. The council in the past took the decision to not have any cybersecurity in place. So currently, we do not have any email protection, nor do we have any protection to cybersecurity attacks on our systems. He explained to me that that was based on a financial decision. So I then asked him what would likely cost be from his perspective, and he's not a selected party that will be entitled to bid. He said it would, in his mind, would cost somewhere around £3 per user per month. So I suppose the question is, should we, and you've got your experience elsewhere in any case, Jill, should we expect?
I think the need for cybersecurity increases along with that cost.
Yes.
Yeah. And also from the insurance perspective, yes, definitely.
Good. Okay, so we'll leave that in there. I mean, obviously, if it's a cost that's in there and we find for whatever reason there may be a persuasion not to, then that can be discussed.
Yes.
Okay. Costs for relevant IT training. The councillors, officers and staff to undertake their roles, including cybersecurity training. Terms of payment. Now, Peter, is there anything to expand on that in terms of payment? Is that too...
I think it is a little bit terse actually, because terms of payment normally mean kind of like 30 days after the month end of the submission of the invoice.
Yeah.
I think it would be useful to put in including the payment mechanism, because
Yeah.
some of these things might be part of a lump sum or reimbursable.
Yeah.
The payment mechanism and proposals for any increases over the term of the contract.
Yeah, that's yeah. I knew there was some extra words that you would want in there, so that's why I jumped in before you did.
Starting to read my
Yeah.
mind.
Details of public liability insurance, professional indemnity insurance, financial security and audited accounts. Details of previous relevant experience.
Yeah, we want that number there as well, if we should have.
Yes, so what is it? Let's just do it there.
It also asks for the company
Yeah,
registration.
I was just thinking that, yes. And company registration. And that's the number as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's go back on there. Okay. Details of previous relevant experience, number of full-time staff and management structure, location, a list of other town or parish councils you currently work with, and 2 references. Okay?
Yeah.
Details to support the various...
your location and help desk location?
Yes? Yeah, yeah. So let's do it that way. Let's see your office.
And I was just wondering if it should also have, with regard to GDPR, where any servers are located.
We
won't.
Yeah, not any servers.
Well, no servers, no, but SharePoint going on the cloud.
Yeah,
is actually is a server somewhere.
It doesn't get, so SharePoint is SharePoint is SharePoint, David Shaw told me. So I said it's what solution SharePoint determines.
Right.
Yeah, we can't say we want SharePoint, but we want it X.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I did ask the question.
Yeah.
Details support various compliance requirements listed in the specification below. So, current,
You might want to ask about their project manager, because one of the things that I've found on kind of service contracts, it's the actual person who's implementing it makes the difference.
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
So details of your lead person.
yeah,
You've asked about number of full-time staff.
yes, including actually. So details of your
Management structure and project lead or contract lead.
That's fine. So at the moment, if we keep to our timeline, we should be able to appoint successful bidder in November and new service operational by the end of January. Transparency, saying that we will publish it. The result of the successful submission of a tender is deemed to be acceptance of this requirement. Okay, carrying on. So then we get to the lower level of detail around the specification itself. So it's a managed support service. Yeah, I think that's fine. We haven't got PCs now, so it's laptops. Is it the iPads will appear later? There aren't any desktops.
And you checked with Karen, did you?
I checked with Karen. She definitely has a laptop.
Right.
But today I found one desktop, but it doesn't work.
We don't want to pay
But
for that.
it was on the asset register, so I have located it.
Right. Well done.
Okay. So, to provide a managed support service for 6 laptops for Sandwich Town Council, and 3 PCs, 1 laptop, 1 iPad, 1 flatbed scanner, and 1 physical server for the museum. What we want to have provided is a remote IT help desk service, and that can be contacted by phone and email. Ability of theirs to monitor and report progress through a ticket system for core business hours of 9 AM to 5 PM, Monday to Friday. We want to have on-premise end-user IT support as required at the Guildhall Sandwich. We want on-premise support of the IT hardware and software as required at the Guildhall Sandwich. We want a proactive monitoring of PCs, laptops, to ensure software and hardware faults are detected and corrected. We want a proactive monitoring of hardware, software and infrastructure to prevent security threats where possible and to react accordingly if any threats are detected by the IT security software that we will have. We want to have a proactive management of the Council's IT infrastructure, including applying patches and updates in accordance with industry best practice to a range of Microsoft Office 365 applications, including SharePoint and Teams. You mentioned Teams, so that's in there. And then we want a business level mobile device management solution for Apple iPads. So I did some playing around with my thoughts around this, Jill, and what I was saying, Peter, you weren't here at that stage. I think the simplest, and to get us into the tender process, is actually to say our solution is iPads.
Yeah.
Okay? But what I have built in, which you'll see in a moment. So business level mobile device management solution for, is it up to 17 or 16? Do we keep one spare?
Well, there were more than one spare, there were 3 spares. There's actually one on the VIC, 16 for the councillors.
17.
There was one for the town sergeant, which now is with the town councillor. There was one for the CEO, but I don't want an iPad. I'm quite happy with the laptop.
Okay.
So I think 17 would meet the requirements.
Yeah,
I mean, if you wanted to factor in an additional, that's up for members to decide. 17 is
we can run 17. Okay. And again, it starts mirroring what we would expect for the laptop. So IT support from a distance. Applying patches and updates as appropriately, security threats, reacting accordingly to those, and also on-premise support of the iPads and software as required at Guildhall. Then the next section talks about service level agreement for response times. This is based on standard practice. So suggestion is that we have 4 priority levels. The top priority is critical issues that could cause major business disaster or financial exposure, affect business critical tasks or prevent multiple users from being unable to perform their duties. I'm on.
Good evening.
We're just going through the IT support invitation to tender document. Okay. Priority 2, which is issues that could cause minor business or financial exposure. Priority 3 is issues that have a minimal impact on the business and users. And priority 4 is a request for information or guidance which has no impact at all. And then that's then factored into the table which gives response times. So if it was a priority 1, critical, we would expect a response within 15 minutes, and we'd expect updates every hour, and we'd expect fixed time within 10 hours. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
And then just you can see what else is there in terms of the subsequent priorities.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we get on to regulatory and technical design requirements. A bidder must ensure that all systems, hardware and software are secure, have core cyber security protection, including endpoint protection software, firewalls and encryption, that they are GDPR compliant, meet accessibility requirements, meet privacy policy requirements, compatible with .gov domain name system, and meet sustainability requirements. And then Mark, I built in the suggestions you made. Yes, we'll go back.
Sorry, just are you somewhere going to set out a minimum specification for the equipment in terms of the iPads? You know, the way you can get iPad Pros and so forth, and it's the same with the laptops. And are you going to say something that you don't want reconditioned, you want new equipment or anything like that? Because you obviously want equipment that's reliable and so forth.
So as things stand at the moment, any equipment is purchased by the council itself, not by the provider. We would hope we would be able to consult them, and they may have sourcing routes that give us best price. But actually, if we build a contract that involves that, then the contract price will go up, and and the practice has been not to include it.
Right, but each of those pieces of equipment will require setting up, and
they will. Yes.
And who's going to do that? This new service.
They should set it up. Yeah. But that's a good point. I'll make a note of that just in case it's not in there clearly enough, and I'll put it in there. Yeah. Okay. Yes, Mark. I just basically slightly recast what you said to make it acceptable in the document. So I've included all the bits you raised. Okay.
Can I just make a comment on this? I've been through these types of things before, where these things which can become flavour of the month kind of get quoted. But when you start quoting the Anti-Bribery and Corruption Act or whatever, then it tends to exclude, well, why haven't you covered other acts? The fact that you've just covered this, the key thing is that it's all the law of England is applied, the law of England shall apply, and all of these are acts within the law of England, and you could list dozens of others. Now, I'm not familiar with any that are specific towards websites and so forth, and minimum standards, or data protection act or whatever, But what I'm saying is, we just need to be careful to specify the law of the UK or England shall apply.
How do we want to? Is there a bullet above here?
One of the other things is that because you've said they should have policies, they could send you a load of policies as part of the tender to demonstrate that they've got those in place.
Well, we have asked them to submit their policies. If we are content, we will get policies. At the moment, we're saying we want them.
Okay, I'm not saying. I'm just making the comment.
No.
We just need to understand the implication.
And I think it's a really good point, Peter, because at the end of the day, what we have got here are quite in the market. Are very small contracts.
And sorry, belated thought. Where they were providing a lot of information, we should ask them if they've got any quality accreditations, if they've kind of got like ISO 9001 and so forth, for the service that they're providing.
Could it just basically be a cover of, can you list policies that you comply with, or confirm you comply with government policies, rather than specifically saying, which ones we might miss one out, which is quite important.
It could well do.
It's on that there.
Yes, in the
details of your public liability, professional indemnity, financial security, audited accounts, VAT number, company registration, and certification. Was it ISO certification, quality standard?
ISO certification.
It's staff involved and their qualifications generally, because that would include things like any GDPR qualifications, IT, whether it's a Microsoft service certified.
I think there's something when it comes to the staff might build in there. So
that's what we'd be looking for when we've asked the lead person, because we're not really bothered too much about the qualifications of everybody in the office. It's really the lead person and his ability to be able to communicate and with stakeholders.
Or that they have access to those qualifications, people with those qualifications.
Is that okay?
Okay.
Going back down to where we were. Yes, so how these are, as you rightly point out, these are quite specific and they are quite limited in their content. My concern also slightly would be that these are small size contracts. So for example, a good example would be the gender pay gap. That only affects, is it 250 employee size companies and above?
Yes, it does, yeah. So that would come out.
Possibly.
Yeah.
If we don't feel it's essential.
No.
But in my opinion, I think the next one probably is.
Yeah, the right to work in the UK is
Yeah.
important. Yeah.
Especially as a public body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And possibly modern slavery could be optional as well. Because the thing that I was born was the right to work in the UK and the Bribery Act.
Yeah. You okay with those two and then take that one out as well?
Yeah.
I think you
okay with
could.
that? Yeah. Okay. You okay, Peter?
Yeah.
Reflecting.
Yeah, no, but I'm just kind of conscious that it's then it's like this off to places like Romania and like stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
on emails, our email service is provided as part of the Microsoft Office 365 solution. It does use a .gov domain name system. Email addresses will remain unchanged, but I've added in all emails should be stored using the cloud-based solution that Microsoft provides with suitable security protection in place to reduce the risk of cyber threats. Okay. So this might be one section we still need to resolve. So this is around whether we definitely want Office 365 licenses. Nice. How many would that be for, Jill?
16 councillors. At least 21.
And does that include the increase in staff?
No.
Now we're going to get a price for that, so
Yes.
as long as it's specified,
Yes.
then we will be
Yes.
able to scale
Yes.
it up.
What I would say as well is, are we looking at the same licence for everybody? Because what has tended to happen at other councils is the councils have a basic Microsoft 365 licence and the officers have the one with all the, but from what I've been hearing, I think you would all appreciate the licence that incorporates other,
I do use Excel at times. We've talked about possibly using Teams. What else would there be? There's PowerPoint obviously, as well as Word.
And SharePoint. If there could be a members library.
Is there an opportunity for actually speeding up the generation of documents for meetings by giving, so you put it into SharePoint and then you just basically send a link? Rather than the moment what you do is PDFing.
Yes.
Now you might need to do that in a case for record keeping, but it feels like it's quite a cumbersome process when you've got 100 pages. 148. To put that in a PDF for me must take a few hours.
Yeah, because you've got to print it all first single-sided and then obviously feed it through the printer. I mean, it does take up time, you're quite right. So put it in the top of the printer and it has to be a PDFA compact because you can't do that number of pages just straight PDF. So that then I've got the whole document to be able to upload or give it to the website provider to upload and obviously send an email.
I suppose the question would be, is it acceptable in terms of governance to basically send out the papers now in SharePoint and here's the link?
It wouldn't really save me any time because I've got to get it to the website and also I need the record as well. But it is, you know, but if we're going in future, I'm going to be able to access the website itself and upload, then that will,
What it would do, sustainability, it would not chew up so much of the email space that you need to send out. I mean, 48 pages times 16. So, sorry, it was a real distraction as a conversation, wasn't it?
Just on Microsoft, you talked about Teams and so forth. Have you come across people using Microsoft Project, Jill, thinking with my kind of project and program hat on, you know, if we want to start looking at things as projects, we want to be able to plan them out,
and jobs, etc.
I haven't personally had much experience of using that. You know, I've seen it, but it's not something I've used. But I'm sure that could be part of this package if that's what you decide it could
But it would only be a small
number of people
Yes.
that want to use it.
Yes.
I would have thought property managers.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
But that can be, is that an extra over? It's another add-on,
That's what I was going to say, that all these extras all amount, because the difference in the basic cost and then it does go up dramatically.
Okay. Sorry, this is where I've built in the opportunity to have people working on their own devices. So I've put the bidder must also have the capability to enable any current iPad user to move to the provision of a Microsoft Office 365 solution installed on the device of their choice with two-factor authentication. Okay, if this choice is made by a user, then the bidder will not provide support to the user for any hardware-related instance. So basically, the risk rests with the user.
Because you see, that's the type of thing that they would have to do on a reimbursable basis. They couldn't include that.
Okay. And then this is back to your point very early on, Peter. So the bidder should be able to support the council where required in the purchase and setup of new equipment, including arranging any warranties. But I'm going to pull out the thing about setting up new equipment.
Okay. Pull out new PCs.
Yeah. And I'll take out new PCs.
In the heading.
Thank you. Wooden trees. These items, when required, will be at an additional cost. Okay. Performance reporting. Bidders should be willing to provide monthly reports on the utilisation of the IT support managed service and to undertake quarterly account reviews with council officers. Is that acceptable?
Yes.
Yeah. Bid should also detail the relevant training that would be available for councillors, officers and staff, including cybersecurity. Okay?
Yes.
Hopefully that's all good for you. Good. Save that. Right, okay, so that's the first half of the meeting concluded, and we'll go on to the second part without the involvement of you.
So we need to do the vote.
Before we do that, I need to vote for it. Sorry, apologies, thank you. Do I need to read this out?
Yes, please.
So, under the Public Bodies Admission to Meetings Act 1960, extended by, I think that must be Statute 100 of the Local Government Act 1972, the public may be excluded from a meeting for the following item of business on the grounds that they involve a likely disclosure of exempt information as defined in Part 1 of Schedule 12A of the Local Government Act 1972 by virtue of the paragraph specified against the item. So what we're going to cover now is a group discussion to agree the lower level detail that will be used to evaluate bids received out of the tendering processes both for the IT support managed service and also the new town council website. Thank you. I'm proposing that. Would anybody like to second it? Good. And we'll vote. Thank you. Carried.